Hi, YouTube. I hope you're doing good. I am having a pretty good day, not too bad. This morning I found out in my state, our House of Representatives is looking at a bill to let illegal immigrants get a driver's license. At that time, they'll get a document for driving. My question is, are they, and this is on the table too, um, are they going to be able to vote then? Because you just need one type of identification, if I'm not mistaken, like a driver's license to get a voting card. So there's just a little information on that. So, I mean, in some respects, it'd be safer on the road, you know, maybe. I don't know. It's got its pros and its cons, just like anything, but I don't know. Yeah, but then a sad thing I heard today in my city, not far from me. Well, not far enough. 80 miles. I'm either 80 miles to Minneapolis or about 80 miles a little closer to Duluth, which I'd rather go north. So, but in Minneapolis, they're going to move a homeless encampment that's there because of some violence. And the thing is, most of the land that these people are on is privately owned property. So the police are being called in to enforce that. And there were some people out there, a group, um, trying to get people if they wanted to come with them to get some help as far as drug abuse or, help in that area, or just to come with them and they would help them find them places. So there were people out there with like a van and a megaphone and people around, it looked, I don't know, they were like winterized tents, and some of them had like extra blankets over them, and other ones had like pieces of wood up against the north side of it. And showed a guy walking in there. It looked like he had big, either grapefruits or oranges and other food going back into his camp. And there was about, I'd say about 8 tents or something like that there. And some of them were big, like family sized places. So that's pretty sad. Um, but like the news said, they like will move and then just usually end up back at the same place. So I don't know what they're going to do, but I just wish that our cities would build like heated wall tents um, for the people with showering and bathrooms for them, and if they didn't want to go in the heated one, then they could maybe just have their own right by there so they could maybe even wash their clothes or, take care of themselves. But we'd rather, as a country, what a bunch of morons sending money to other places so they can kill their neighbors. We're involved in a lot of that type of crap around the world. I am so sick of that. I don't know about you all, but that's all I've seen all my life is this side says this, the other side doesn't like it, blah blah. They switch, they take turns. There's a war they put money towards and steal from the people, and the same old thing for my 65 years. I'll be on February 15th. So it's like, that's just sickening. I was born in 58. So that was a good year. No, it wasn't. But I just thought I'd throw it in there. Now, today was kind of a good day. I've been listening to other narcissist abuse survivors that have become counselors and doctors, and That's the best company and most sound advice I've heard in my life. So it's refreshing. I love it. I myself am a counselor, but I do it a little differently. I don't advertise for that. I'm out making good friends. I want friends of substance. Not substance abuse, but, I mean, a little herb or a drink here and there, whatever for people, but I think you know what I'm talking about, the bad abuses in this world like that. So, like the people I was talking about, being homeless, and at least there's some people out there trying to help them. So, in my state. But maybe that's just because the police were about to get involved. They're not going to do it right away, they said. I don't know if they gave the people like time to get out of there or think about it, or I mean, geez, they're really being watched now, so they might as well just go and be safe. Hopefully they'll be sober enough to just go and be safe when they can't get anything. So, yeah. Another part of my good day was like, oh, last year it was well, in the spring it will be 2 years. I saw these most beautiful dresses online. They were vintage dresses, like with ruffles and pleats and embroidery. There was bohemian style clothes. I mean, like everything I just loved. It was so beautiful. Everything. Even one that looked like a little house on the prairie stuff. And so, like with ruffles. And so anyway, these vintage clothing. And then but I found that dress again today. But it wasn't $59. It was $5.99. So for my birthday I went and got pretty nice little wardrobe for I never thought I hope everything's okay, but I ordered myself some stuff because I have a lot of clothes, but just getting something new, and I haven't done that for a really long time. And I got some winter boots coming too. I've got some old Sorels, but I wanted a pair I could slip on so I can just snowboard a little bit because my boots I have will not work for that. I'm not going down no great hills or anything. I just want to glide a little bit. I prefer skiing, but my skis got taken. So I had 3 sets of them. I have no clue where they ended up. But neither here nor there. I do have a snowboard, and I'm going to get out there a little bit. Probably, like I say, maybe probably in the back I have like a knoll. I'll just start myself out slow because I used to go down our big hill, but nah, I've had broken toes and a broken shoulder, and I don't need to break anything else, so I'm not going to go very fast so I can just jump off if I have a mishap. Take it a little at a time. I'm not just going to go out there and go, whoosh, flying down a hill, whoosh, that type of thing. I don't think so. Not today, anyway. So, but it'll be fun just to scoot around a little bit and I keep my balance anyway because I'm a martial artist and a dancer. But um, yeah, I just wanna, like today was so beautiful. It was a little windy, but just the air was fresh and the sun was shining. So, and we have some warmer days coming up here and enough snow to do it. Before, if it melts too much, then it will get hard. I had a bad accident one time. I hit a ice slick and it was covered with some snow with some nice powder. But on part of the hill, it was like bald. And I hit that and I just slid right into a tree and hit the middle of my leg. It's like, well, my whole body hit, but my leg took a took a chunk out of my bone in the front of my leg, a tiny bit of a chip. Trees are hard. My brother hit one with his face on his sled. That's wicked. So, yeah, I knew something happened to him, but no, all kinds of things happen to us. Yeah, he's my adopted brother, so I do have half siblings on my dad's side and my mom's side, four of each side. I have on my mom's side three sisters and a brother. On my dad's side, I have two sisters, two brothers, and they're all older. Um, I'm one of the oldest on my mom's. My sister, then me, um, another little sister, and a brother and a sister. So nobody I'm close to, and many that I wouldn't want to be. Well, I couldn't say nobody I'm close to because, in a sense, my two younger sisters, even my older one, if I would put up with shenanigans, which I don't do, um, but she's a lot like our mother, and they're narcissistic. I did call them a witch, and I can't prove natural witchcraft through people's bloodlines. I can't prove that. Who could? You know? But whatever. It's all how we use our energy anyway. But yeah, they're witches. So online, my sisters are like, get that off there. You take that back. It's like, no, not after what happened to me. I'm letting everybody know how I feel about it, period. They wouldn't talk to me for a little while. Well, the one little one. The other little one and I have always talked. So, but anyway, so yeah, we all get along in if I wanted to, that type of thing. No offense to anybody if you're watching me. I do love you. You know that. You know, I just don't put up with the lewd stuff, and especially out of somebody that I'm supposed to look up to as a matriarch. That's not happening. I'm taking that position because somebody else not doing it right. So there's that. Okay. So back to the happy stuff about these clothes I found. Pretty dresses and um like short suits and other kind of suits, and but my dresses, like three of them or maybe more, and some really cool tops and different pants and just some really cool stuff. So like I had this one short set I loved so much. It had embroidery on it. Um, Not a lot of it, but it was just tasteful. It was really pretty. Things like that I miss because I wear them out. So I just got the prettiest stuff I could find. So, yeah. Just for me, it's like I got this one dress. It's like a sundress, almost like well, it's more almost all white, but it's got a skirt for like dancing and ties up here. And it's a summer dress, it's like just so pretty. And I got white tennis shoes to go with it, so it's gonna just look. Then I got this other pink dress that I got some pink tennis shoes to go with. So I usually I'll have a really cute dress like you have never seen and wear combat boots with it or something like that. That's kind of my been I would describe myself as one of the first gothic type people. I wore black lipstick and just for the shock effect. So I know how the kids feel. I was doing that when I was like 13, you know. I'm not kidding. So yeah, and black eyeliner. And yeah, I had God in my heart and I knew who Christ was the whole time. It just kept a lot of people away. you know, my adopted mother, she'd be like, I wish you could just not wear all that black on your eyes like that. And I'd just blink, because I have pretty big eyes anyway. With all that, it was just like half my face, you know. so, yeah, funny, very funny. I thought it was funny. And I'd wear like silver hoop earrings. and yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of different even a long time ago. I did tone it down after that. I went out like working on ranches and breaking horses and stuff like that. I had always ridden my whole life just about, but it just yeah. I actually had jobs when I was young and I couldn't get a horse where we lived, although we had enough land by us. My grandpa owned it, but it still was on the outskirts of the city, so I couldn't do it. But I'd go to riding stables and I'd work out there cleaning the stables, and then I'd be able to ride for free. Then I got a paper route, and then I'd take friends with me too if they want to go, and we just go ride for a couple hours, and till I got my own horse at 15. And then I started breaking horses because mine was crazy. Almost any horse I've been around, my parents had horses. I had to take care of them and teach them how to behave. There's, yeah, I did get tricked a few times by people and their pets, but that's a long story too. No, I actually made pretty good money, like breaking thoroughbred and some um able to break a true wild Mustang from the Pocowino bloodline, a buckskin. That was the most fun. I broke a couple buckskins, but that one was exceptionally fun because of the guys that were wanting me to fail as a ranch hand. And I didn't, and I broke it. And my boss berated all of them. That was so good, you know? And I did some rodeo and bareback riding, team roping. So, yeah. And yes, I did good. I do excel in my sports when I do it. I watch the techniques, and then when I do it, I do it right. I do it best. You know, you have to if you're competing in stuff. I mean, I don't excel in every single sport, but I don't know a whole lot that I'm not really good at anyway, because that's kind of a passion of mine, is being active, you know. So when you're busted up and stuff, that to me, that's the worst thing. Being busted up or sick or, whatever. So I do, if some of you are new here, I don't eat all day. I eat once a day. So I fast all day long. And sometimes I'll do a bigger fast. Occasionally, 2 or 3 times a year, I'll have a breakfast. It depends on the amount of energy I've exerted or if I have company or not. And then I'll switch things up just to be polite. Sometimes, not often though. I usually pretty much do my own thing. I keep active and I detox daily with a 2-part acid and hydrochloric acid, and 2-part system for detoxing, all natural. So, yeah. So that's why I smoke, because I can work it out of me. I know I'm never going to get sick like they say you can. because I've always been aware of expelling that out of me, you know. True story. Same with eating things, although that can be tricky. You can't always just get rid of it because that's the fuel you need for your next day. That, and everything does go into our cells. But I think maybe, no, I'm not going to, yeah, I'll say it. Maybe this air that they're making all icky for us won't affect me because my air's been icky forever anyway. So maybe, who knows? I am pretty good at science. I did write an article well, there's two of them, but one that explains the whole thing. First, it was partially, but then I was able to go back on and tell them what the cure is. But I knocked it down to the different components in this superbug that's multi-bug and its subcomponents, and I was able to describe this unknown type fluke that I actually do have and was able to study with my microscope. And I've been to the Center of Disease Control. They took chunks out of my skin. They tested me. They took one out of my left leg, one out of my right leg, sewed me back up, a plug. They literally, then they took a scraping of my scalp. And yeah, it's pretty screwed up. So yeah, they got pieces of me after they made me sick. And that's a long story, but I was attacked by the Masons with a superbug. And I did find vials of all kinds of diseases in a Masonic Blue Lodge that were moved. And with me decoding their book and everything, I am one of their most hated. If okay, there are some that don't hate human beings, but most of them do. So the ones that protected me aren't here anymore. Now I do know there's a few that respect me, but as far as giving a shit, I don't know. There could be people watching me right now. I know I watch one person that's a Mason, that's the Monograph channel. Yeah. He's pretty straightforward, and I've known him for a really long time, so on the internet. So I don't trust no man, or woman like that, except for God in my heart. That's all I can ever go on. That's all any of us truly can. But I think it is possible to test each other's spirits and find people of substance in the world. I've encountered a few of you out there. So, somebody, if my baby was brand new and I had to go, I would be able to trust with my child, I'm sure. There's a few of you like that. Although, when it wasn't in my control, my children got hurt. So, that's a big deal. A damn big deal. And that's why I continue my fight to this day, because they're still annihilating certain bloodline. And has nothing to do with the whole world or the ones that are their, what they would call goyim. It has to do with the Christ bloodline. And if you have that in you, and that could be anywhere in the world now, that's truly like if it were the 144,000, and that probably sounds about accurate for the amount of people we have met, even out on the internet. Say 10 years, if you run across a couple people, it's like, wow, and they're for real. Cheers to you. you know well, I don't know what else is going on. That's probably about it. Oh, yeah, there is one more thing. Another reason I am so internally happy right now. Yesterday, I made the decision to unfollow a couple of adopted cousins that I was hanging on to from my adopted mother, her nieces. That really caused me nothing but pain every time if they would like not really talk to me or really didn't want to. And one actually tried to just contact me because she wanted me to fall into one of her sales scheme, stay at home type of bullshit. Hey, woman, I worked hard all my life. My place is paid for. I don't need your shit. So anyway, long story with all of that. And a bunch of other people like my ex sister in law and stuff. I was just like, unfollow, block, shh, shh, shh. I'm thinking, I asked myself, do I really want to ever see the woman that wanted me to call her mother my adopted one? Because the other one could care less anyway. They're a lot alike in a lot of ways, oddly enough. The one that gave birth to me and the one that adopted me. I was adopted twice, actually, abused 2 weeks, brought me back to the orphanage, and they sold me again. I wonder if Masons do that to a lot of babies. I bet they actually do. I had two names by the time I was 2 weeks old, or thereabouts, within the first couple months or so. So, anyway, uh, I asked myself, do I really ever want to see her again? No. If she were to come here and she's very old now, like maybe going to be 87 or 88 in March, it's like, yeah, I'm good. There's times I ran away or I'd take off with my kids and family when my sons were small. We'd go to another state and stay there for years or whatever, and I wouldn't even tell them where I was at. It's like, and I do feel like that. I mean, I tried, I really did, but I can't go for that no more. No can do. So, yeah. So I feel better. I feel like I got rid of a whole bunch of dead weight because I had been doing that slowly, like the last, maybe 20 years or so. It's like, no, I didn't like him back then, and I still don't. So it's like the whole family bloodline. Well, the female in the picture, no offense to anybody that is related to George Washington and think they're so fucking royal, they made me sick. And the man that raised me, Jesuit Mason, 3 time over Grand Master, a wizard and a witch, no big deal or anything. That God's kid is stuck in the middle of this shit. And they're like short and I'm tall, and they're like, just what a fucking nightmare, you know? Oh, man. So, yeah, it was a trip, a total trip, big time. So, yeah, I feel later just lightening up some of the shit, you know. But, yeah, they actually really did try hypnotizing me. They tried mind control. They had the best experts. I was hooked up to electronics. People say like what are them super soldiers like um dang. I think you know what I mean. MK Ultra mind control. That's just what it is. I'm not even kidding. I've been in an underground cavern tunnel railway system in a Virginia mountain with a 30-foot steel door that opened. Went into the mountain like 3 foot thick, embedded in concrete and steel rebar. And there's an electric train down there, a high-speed train, and shops and stuff. It's true. That's not the only place either. I just happen to actually have been there, you know, in 1969. So, yeah. I've been around most of the United States except for Alaska, Hawaii, Oregon, and Washington. So that's it. I've been everywhere else. So, yeah. And I've been to Mexico and Canada several times in Canada and a couple times in Mexico. So, and I really don't, I mean, I want to see places like London, and I'd like to go to Paris. I'd like to go to Madrid, Spain. I'd like to go to Africa, Australia, but I don't think I'm ever gonna. Flying's okay, but and I don't think cruise. I love the water. I like my canoe. I like runabouts, but I'm not really big on big ships. I get sick, so that's probably out. I won't do that again. So, oh, we hit some rough water, and there was nothing you could do about it. And when you're out in big water, that's where you are. So, so I think I'll leave it there, and yeah, having, like I said, a pretty good, got rid of some dead weight, and did a little shopping, picked up my spirits, and yeah, can't always afford to do something extra either, so that's a blessing. So almost happy birthday to me. Well, getting it slowly but surely. All right, everybody, I'm going to let you know when I'm officially getting really old. No, I'm okay. It's weird. It's weird as can be, but I guess it happens to all of us, doesn't it? So it is strange to watch ourselves change, like even through the years. If you flip through any of your videos and you're like, God dang it, that happens. So, well, thank you for joining me. I appreciate you. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.